Hey guys, okay, so obviously I needed to make a video for this channel because I haven't for a while. But aside from that, there's also some things I had to tell you guys about. So, most importantly, I had the interview for the job of my dreams. That went well, and tomorrow I have a trial shift. So I really need to kick the hell out of all the ass and just blow my non-existent competition out of the water. And other than that, there's nothing that's really been happening in my life. I didn't go on a restrict, but I did kind of forget to eat quite a bit. Like, I'd have breakfast at maybe 3 in the afternoon, which would be maybe toast. And then maybe I'd eat dinner, or we'd have a juice. Me and Dad went through a phase of blending up fruits and stuff and drinking that instead of eating. But yeah, that's basically what's been happening with me. That made me feel really good, and it helped kind of put everything, you know, on a pattern, if you will. And then I had like a really sore back. I was doing some exercise and that didn't go so good, so I was like, alright, I don't want to pay for a personal trainer, so I will ask my mother very nicely to please help me correct my form. But I still need to get my back checked out. So that happened, and then most recently I just watched 2 videos from Aminacin. I'm sure you've seen her before because she's got her intro video playing as TrueView ads on YouTube videos. Basically what she does is she does videos helping out Muslim women kind of surviving in a culture that tends to lean towards some not so Muslim ideas, I guess. So for instance, she made this video, the video that I saw was how to not touch men, and I thought it was how not to touch men or how to touch men, and I was like, wonder how this is gonna go. But it was literally how to avoid shaking a man's hand because it is against their culture. And I'll link the video down below because, I mean, you might think that I'm being totally, you know, incorrect in saying it, but she said it first. The point I'm making is that if it is true that you are not allowed to touch men out of marriage and out of being related to them, simply to avoid lustful actions before marriage, that sounds like a really untrusting God to believe in. And I'm not saying, you know, like a lot of people who are in religions because their parents have put them in that religion. Like, oh, I'm this, so you should be this too. And that's what happened with me, but now I've kind of ended up, I don't know, I wouldn't call myself an atheist. I would consider myself kind of, I don't know. I'm more anti-religion than I am anti the idea of a God. And I'm not anti the idea of a God, I'm anti the idea of religion. Yeah. You know what I mean. I don't agree. It's not that I'm just pro humanity, in all honesty. I understand that some people seek, you know, not so much enjoyment, but they get a lot of happiness out of their religion. But I don't think it's a good idea because religions are basically just corporations. I'm kind of just saying religion in general is a dumb idea because as soon as you give up your faith, or you give your faith, or you have faith in something, you are up for so much vulnerability. Like, I don't know, think of the war that we're having. Like, religion starts wars because, oh, I believe this, but you don't, so I'm right, you're wrong, ha 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 ha. And the other thing is, you know, for a Christian person to tell an atheist, you know, well, if you don't believe, you go to hell, so why don't you just believe? The same could be said, and this is something that I got from Jacqueline Glenn, who I will link below, but the same can be said for a Christian person from a Muslim person. And I'm sure there's more religions than just Christianity, Muslimism, and, you know, is it Muslimism? I don't know. Not good on the things, guys. But yeah, I just kind of find it interesting that someone can believe in a religion that restricts your lifestyle so intensely. Like, decision to, like, the choice to pierce yourself. You know, it should be the kind of thing that it's your body, do what you want. It's your life, ruin it if you want. I mean, you're not allowed to drink. Apparently in the Quran it says when you meet with a man you're supposed to avert your gaze and avoid him because it's avoiding a lustful interaction where you look into each other's eyes. And obviously naughty things happen and you end up with your clothes off and disobeying your holy mighty God and stuff. Obviously, I think people who don't avoid the gaze of others can say, no, not every time that I look into a man's eyes as a woman, not every time that I look into a man's eyes do I fall head over heels in lust and end up having sex with him in the middle of the street. It's happened a few times though, so maybe keep the rule in there just in case. But it's so, like, if you think of it from an outsider's perspective, I think you have the benefit of being able to see it as, you know, I mean, for someone who's brought up like, oh no, you cannot do this, it's like, oh, okay, well that's just truth, that's just fact, okay, cool. But for someone who has never heard of the idea that you can't touch a man who you are not related to or married to, so this entire video is avoiding a handshake, and I'm thinking, why? What's gonna come out of a handshake? I mean, yeah, you might end up with the sniffles if they've got it on their hands when they, yeah. But there's really not much that could go terribly wrong from shaking a man's hand. It just, I don't know. If you guys have any religion, I think, why don't we all leave comments down below telling each other what our what our comments are, no, what our religions are, because I think it's really interesting to hear other people's perspectives. But if you are Muslim, if you could clarify what this is all about, because to be honest with you, it just sounds like, you know, I can understand a father telling his his teenage daughter, you know, all right, you can go on a date, we're back by 10 p.m. Because that's what an overprotective father would do. But in the case of, you know, a holy, mighty being saying, nope, never, not allowed, nope, not whether you're 13, 30 or 30, you know, 300, it's just out of the question, lady, missy, no, you're not allowed to touch a man unless you're married to him. Because if you think about it, the whole point of marriage, and a lot of religious points of view on relationships is to give the family some little casherinsky and for the man to take the lady's virginity, which is a construct of religion. So yeah, it's a lot of messy things come out of religion, guys, and that's my main point for not so much creating my own religion, but believing in what I believe in, which is that each person, it's kind of like a blend between, it's like an extension of reality and science, because I know that we only use like what do they say, there's 70% of the brain that doesn't get used or something ridiculous, and there's so many things that just can't be explained. So what I kind of believe in is that there is an external force of sorts that can be anything from super civilizations on another planet to maybe a heavenly being. Perhaps it's the Egyptian gods, perhaps it's another religious god, maybe it's the Scandinavian gods. It could be honestly anything, but I think that there are some things on this planet that are yet to be explained. Like, for instance, some of those crop circles are really freaking close to, like, yeah, so there's that. There's that, and there's the fact that the pyramids apparently could not be constructed by human beings, even if you had 1 million people doing it. And you got the 12 apostles or whatever they are, the stones. There's just a whole bunch of things, and I think that someone or something did this, and that our genetic stuff has been tampered with so that we could go on an evolution. But then there's also like a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't know, I guess a lot of that was kind of irrelevant information that you guys probably don't want to know about, but I just told you. I may do a longer video about it later on. But in the comments below, tell me if you are religious, if so, what religion, and if not, why not? I'm gonna stop. This video has just gotten too weird, I think. So wish me humongous luck tomorrow on my trial shift. Oh, that's what I gotta do. Figure out my freaking super stuff. Or just let them set it up for me. I've got now 4 super... That's not good. 4 super accounts. Oh well. Yeah, so anyways, tell me what your religion is down below. Wish me luck tomorrow, even though I know I'm gonna kick ass, because if I say I don't... That's the other thing that I believe. Anything that you picture, like positive and or mental visualization, is or can be manifested in reality. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's kind of like a Buddhist teaching, I think. It's yeah, I'll try and explain what I believe later. Anyways, hope I haven't offended anyone with my, you know, possible ignorance and lack of knowledge in Islam, or Christianity, or the fact that I don't know any other religions aside from that. I mean, there's Buddhism, but they don't really believe in a god. And then there's atheism and agnostic, and there's another one. But anyways, so what are you? What are you? I'm kind of like hyper tired. I'm an antichrist. Ow. My wisdom teeth hurt. Can you see they're swollen? Alright, I'm going. Bye.